This video has been a long time coming because both of these things I'm just super passionate about. So I've just been non-stop stressing about it, pacing around my room back and forth like a Nimrod, just smacking my brain around trying to write this script to be perfect. Junior watching, I be on my days in elementary school could be described as soul-crushing because of bullies. They made me believe that I was an unlovable, ugly piece of dog shit. Fashion was there to give me that self-confidence boost when I needed it the most. With fashion, it wouldn't matter if I was ugly, because this overpriced stinky sweater I bought secondhand looked cool and cost lots of money, and that made me feel better. Good looks are temporary. Drip is forever. Today we're going to take a look at some anime and manga that have shown off some great sense of fashion. We'll of course talk about some characters with drip, and we're going to talk about manga authors that have been inspired by fashion. But before we start, I do want to give off a little disclaimer. I've already made my stance perfectly clear on the sources. Hate them, disgusting, terrible, horrid, big cringe. So my vocabulary describing these fits, it's gonna be pretty limited. Here are some words you are definitely gonna hear a whole lot. Cool, fly, drip, sauce. There's been way too many times where I've been watching an anime and I see a character's design and I'm just flabbergasted at the coolness of the fit. I know I'm not the only one who saw the Akatsuki with their black robes with the iconic red cloud and immediately wanted to go purchase one myself and try to look as cool as they do. Like, I'm sure you've seen a lot of people attempt that. Seriously though, you guys look silly. Please stop buying these robes and trying to look as cool as them. You never will. It's embarrassing. Preposterous. Shout out Bubba for letting me borrow this shit. Honestly, my confidence is through the fucking roof. I feel like so fucking cool in this thing. I feel like I can take your bitch and shoot up a school all in the same hour. I couldn't be the only one who saw Trunks and was left in awe at the sauce this man was emitting. This dude had a bowl cut, a cropped jacket, and pants so high they chafe his fucking scrotum, and still made that shit look effortlessly cool. Now, usually in anime or anything animated in general, they tended to have the character only have one fit and just wear that every day, which is totally understandable, and I do like a lot of these fits. Spike with his cool ass suit, or Vash with his iconic red coat. Same musty fit, same musty drip. But what gets me hyped and what we're gonna be discussing are characters that have variety. Like Faye. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, she looks great in this basically over-sexualized raincoat, but I was way more excited to see her in this royal, elegant-ass coat with these earrings. Like, look, I'm not the type to simp over anime characters.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now! Stop the cap!
But it is this that puts Faye in the S tier of anime baddies. So in order to talk about some anime with variety of fashion, I went ahead and broken down some categories. Starting with Yu Hakusho. Yeah, you heard that right. A whole category for a single show. Because this show doesn't just obviously influence my own style, but also I think became iconic for its fashion sense. Like, you cannot find me a more stylish group, not even Totally Spies, than the cast of Yu Hakusho. Every single character is fly, and it's not just one fit that they wear all the time. No, you can find them illustrated or even animated in multiple fits, and they're all fly ass fits. You got my boy Kuwabara, who can go from a dapper look to a more street centric look, and when he needs to, look like a stylish ass Yakuza leader. I don't need to tell you that Kurama constantly looks like a K-pop star / runway model. Every piece of clothing he wears is perfectly fitted and looks amazing on him. And no matter how many times other anime want to make their own gluten-free, diet, bootleg, unseasoned version of the cool, dark, shadow, edgy emo boy, one thing they never reach is my boy Hiei's sauce. And you know we gotta talk about my personal style icon, and to me, the most flyest fictional character ever. I can't begin to count the amount of times I've seen this fit all over my timeline, and I'm pretty sure you can relate to that because Yusuke is a style icon. Like, just look at this fit. The sauce! The hair combed down, the Gucci shades, the perfect display of layering. And as I said before, it's not just one fit. He has multiple looks under his belt. You got the red cropped jacket fit, you got the leather jacket fit, you got the green blazer fit. My guy was wearing Rick Owen Ramones before that became a personality trait, and before they shot up in price on Grailed. Fuck, man. Please take my lowball. And he wears all these god tier fits, but it never feels like he's trying, you know? He's mastered the art of the subtle flex. And that's what we all want. We want to show off our cool ass super rare Yohji Yamamoto tote bag without being all obvious about it. Like, no, I did not show up to your uncle's funeral with my super cool Yohji Yamamoto bag to be like, hey, look how better I am than you. Did I mention I have a cool ass super rare Yohji Yamamoto? Everyone wants to look fly without looking like they're trying too hard. Why else do you think every guy in your school, specifically on the day they got a brand new pair of shoes, decided, this pencil looking real pencil-y right now. I think I'm gonna go to the pencil sharpener and sharpen it for a very extended amount of time. In every class. Now we move on to our next category. Streetwear. I couldn't find a fit that I could exactly copy, so for this one I just wore a very modern streetwear fit, but I did make sure to bring out these stinky, disgusting, just abused Jordan 1s. When it comes to streetwear, you have to talk about Slam Dunk, created by the amazing mangaka
Takehiko Inoue.
Takehiko Inoue. Yeah. Before I get into that though, I want to emphasize, streetwear is not just this, for fuck's sake. The whole point of it is uniqueness and individuality, to show off your own personal style and separate yourself from everybody else. Did you catch that absolutely Kanye West galaxy brain move right there? Right when I said individuality, I switched from the more modern streetwear fit to something akin to my own style, you know? This coat, it's got koi fish on it. So, subscribe. Which is what Slam Dunk does perfectly. Just look at this cast. Even in their uniforms, they're all extremely distinct. You can tell each of them apart by their own styles. This dude's got this gelled up, undercut hairstyle. This dude's got this disheveled down hairstyle. And of course, Sakuragi's got that bright red hair in either a pompadour or sometimes at a buzz cut. And I also love how every piece of clothing or sneaker were shown with so much care and love for the detail of it. Takehiko Inoue clearly loved basketball, so of course he loves basketball sneakers and streetwear. The baggy shirts, the flowy pants, the vests, the bucket hats. I think anybody who's a part of sneaker culture or loves sneakers will absolutely love this manga or anime, especially with all the cameos of the Jordan 1 or the Jordan 4 or the Jordan 6. Takehiko Inoue put a lot of work into building these character styles to show his love for streetwear and basketball culture. Now I want to preface immediately, Sailor Moon could go into any category when it comes to fashion and anime. Because not only does the show have fly-ass female characters and male characters, they are constantly changing outfits to the point of hitting so many different types of styles. Which is no surprise because the mangaka Naoko Takeuchi was inspired by so many different types of fashion, and you can find references all over the show. European fashion, Italian fashion, even references to Roman stylists. And this woman loves herself some Chanel. There are amazing references all over Sailor Moon. This wide interest in fashion must have made it so much easier for her to create these casual, everyday, amazing looks for her characters. Which is ultimately why I put in streetwear, because these characters' everyday fits, their casual fits, are all unique to each other and all look great. You cannot find a single outfit where the colors clash or that don't feel like real fits that you can literally take, put on yourself, and just look and feel great. If you ever need some inspiration for some fits, check out Sailor Moon. Every single character in Bleach has sauce, but especially Ichigo. He is a streetwear king. The oversized furry hoodies, the goggles, the headphones in this one. Any chance that Tite Kubo gets to draw these characters, especially Ichigo, in some cool ass attire, he will fucking deliver. Which is no surprise because before he decided to become a mangaka, he had thoughts of actually becoming a fashion designer. I really hope that a lot of you seeing this category can shed some light that when it comes to streetwear and anime, it doesn't just have to be this fucking shit. Moving on to our next category. Punk. Just whatever screams leather jackets, chains, unnecessary belts, dark eyeshadow, rock stars, Sex Pistols. I don't know, dude. I listen to Kanye. When I was 7 years old watching Yu-Gi-Oh, I knew when Yugi screamed, Yu-Gi-Oh! Not only would his voice change, his balls drop, and his height would go up and no one would notice, but he would also acquire the sauce. To this day, I have not seen a single person rock a choker the way the Pharaoh can. The way he threw the coat over the shoulder, the heavy ass Millennium puzzle, the double, unnecessary but cool as fuck belts. Yugi's style had elements of punk, goth, and even some Egyptian flair. And do I even need to talk about the hairstyles from Yu-Gi-Oh? They're all insane. When I was 8 years old, I went to my barber, showed him this haircut, and because I played a whole lot of GTA San Andreas, I thought he could give me this haircut. He couldn't. This is when the nightmare started. And of course, this shit. Every Yu-Gi-Oh character had this gravity-defying, flared-out jacket thing that I wanted so fucking bad, and I tried everything I could to possibly attain it. Really, there's a lot of gothic and punk vibes all over anime. Even Death Note, you of course have Misa Misa wearing her gothic attire all over the manga and anime. And even Ryuk, the skulls, the rings, the chains, this is what every e-boy wishes they could be. But to me, the best depiction of punk is in Nana. Literally any style that has been done by Nana's mangaka, Ayazawa. Fuck, man, I'm so fucking white. Any look she's ever done, whether it's high fashion, a runway type stuff, or feminine luxury kind of wear, or an 80s glam look, or punk, grunge kind of stuff, she kills it every single time. That's why when you see her characters, they all have fly-ass but diverse fits. She herself went to fashion school. She made her own clothes, and she even draws her characters in a kind of elongated style, similar to how fashion sketches are made. So it's no surprise that she perfectly understands the punk look. The hair, the attitude, the makeup, the leather jackets, the ripped t-shirts, the plaid skirts, the wee crushing boots, the stockings, the accessories, the cheetah print. This fit. And you can find countless references not only to fashion brands like her favorite Vivienne Westwood, which her characters actually wear at times. She even references other punk bands like the Sex Pistols. This care for the fashion of the characters only adds to the series, because this is a punk band and it needs to look like a punk band. Now, before I get into the final category, I want to specify that anime has a lot of different types of fashion. So I was trying to find an anime that could encompass all of fashion in a single category. But the problem is, I don't think there is an anime of that kind of caliber. Such an anime couldn't exist. Not even an anime that you're probably been yelling at me about this whole video to talk about, and you've been anxiously waiting for me to talk about. What do you mean? There is an anime. It's time. Oh shit, you know what? I should probably do some JoJo poses.
JoJo, pose.
I'm not doing that one. That one, that's a little... Gotta give the immediate shout out to the boys over at Trash Taste Podcast for putting everybody on to the JoJo suit. And if you're wondering why I'm not wearing any shoes, well, that is a very understandable question. Just saying that JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is the most unique anime is a downplay to what it is. Because in a lot of ways, I think JoJo is one of the most unique forms of media ever. And the very same thing could be said for JoJo's fashion. But the only way to talk about JoJo's fashion is to talk about Araki's influences. The sauce that is JoJo's fashion and JoJo itself all comes from the things that heavily influence Araki, the things he's passionate about, that he lets just cook into JoJo. You add in his love for rock music and rock stars like David Bowie and Prince, and that's where you get a lot of the iconic poses and sometimes whole ass looks. You add in the fact that in the 80s, one of the most popular anime at the time was Fist of the North Star, thus giving you those earlier figures of the JoJo characters. That's where you get these buff-ass masculine testosterone menaces. You add in the fact that he's constantly reading Vogue fashion magazines, and that's where a lot of his iconic poses come from. You add in his love for fashion designers. You of course have the legendary Puerto Rican fashion illustrator Antonio Lopez. You look at any of Lopez's work, you can clearly see where a lot of the JoJo color scheme comes from, and a lot of the way that Araki accessorizes his characters, and also the legendary Tony Veramontes. You take a look at any of his dark ink pieces, and again you find where a lot of JoJo's poses come from, especially the earlier parts. Because Araki truly cares for all these influences, it makes it so fashion can seamlessly weave into JoJo. The outfits and poses don't look out of place whatsoever, no matter how bold they get. I could sit here and discuss all day about any single outfit from this series. If you want to know, some of my favorite fits come from Rohan and Jolene. I love the color choices, and some of the embroiderment is completely insane. But if we gotta talk about a single fit, it's gotta be Jotaro's fit.
JoJo characters with the most flow! JoJo so sexy!
Literally, Jotaro is just wearing a school uniform. Araki takes it and makes it the flyest school uniform in all of existence. The iconic big ass chain, the unnecessary double colorful belts, the hat that kind of merges into the hair and doesn't make any sense, but I want one. These iconic poses and amazing outfits make it so these characters can in 1 second look like they're ready to have a full-fledged battle full of time stops and road rollers, and the next minute catch a fashion runway hosted by Young Thug himself, but this time he won't be fixing a damn thing. To me, there's not really any debate to saying JoJo is the perfect example of fashion in anime. It's one of the only anime that has a Gucci collab. Because of JoJo, we live in a reality where anime and a high fashion brand have made a great ass collab. And as JoJo continues to go on, the styles of these characters have continued to be elevated to the point where Araki has kind of created his own fashion style. Because sure, you could try to box it in and say, this is high fashion, or this is avant garde, or this is menswear, or whatever. But to me, what is plastered on these pages of JoJo is something wholly unique. At this point, dare I say it, fashion is a JoJo reference. Fashion in anime to me is important because it can add so much to a character's design. It can tell you a bit about their personality or even make them feel more real. At least that's what I tell myself to make this video feel like it has a purpose or something. In reality, I just like seeing cool Japanese dudes in cool outfits. I had way too much fun making this video, so I hope you enjoyed it. And if you're new here and you're someone who, likes anime and fashion, whatever kind of fashion, streetwear, high fashion, vintage, fucking tech wear, or maybe you just like the shoes with the hearts on them. That's right, I did it. I did the meme. I know fashion, right? Yep. I still want those Rick Owens. If you're into anime and fashion, please subscribe to this channel. You're exactly the type of person I want on this channel. I want to thank my boy NYG Heezy HD for finally noticing the drip. Obviously, I can't talk about every fashionable anime character, so please drop in the comments some of your favorite anime characters with the sauce. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and you can continue with me on this journey of trying to look as effortlessly wavy as Yusuke. Thank you so much for coming to this little pit stop on the corner of the internet. Peace.
I love you, bitch. Oh my God. I ain't gonna never stop loving you, bitch.